Give me a sec. Give me a sec. Welcome to Time for Us knows works for you. Okay. I just want to be really serious with you guys right now. Cadets, welcome to Time for Us knows works video. I have to. I know there's like a larger video coming out soon. It's about West Farm. That one's gonna be one of the best. I want to get this straight out of the way. I do not get some of the IP laws in Indonesia when it comes to AI, but people claiming themselves as creative visionaries much more these days for some of the most stupidest things I've seen. I'm just not gonna apologize. Not I would say I'm sorry, but this is not an opinion at this point. This is a fact. Don't call yourselves an artist. Don't call yourself an artist when you all you do is type in from a prompt to generate an image. And then they even leased an IP control. They had copyright placed onto the horror character, and along with different characters, might so like maybe this character and other characters, but for some reason, specifically this character, they put a copyright on. And I'm calling it a character just to give it a slight bit of respect, but it shouldn't be considered a character because they can't generate this character over and over again the same way, right? All they'll do is make different iterations of it that look really amateur. And then yes they do, they spend money to make this happen quicker so they can make these shorts immediately on their page. I hate it when there are AI people like these that talk like as if they have ownership or legal knowledge on these type of things. And in Indonesia, somebody who's in Indonesia will be able to tell me the same thing. You know, any of my Indonesian viewers who will look at this video, they come off around saying that they're respected in the community and called creative and cultural visionary in the label next to their name for making an AI generated image. Yes, they go around doing that. So Roblox Brainrot, yes, steal a Brainrot. It is explosive. That doesn't mean the characters there were made out of original ideas. They were all originally AI images. Funny jokes. They aren't characters. They're not original IP. Stop telling these people that they are artists. They're not strategists. They're not archivists. Then we have IP architects. IP architects. You know how vague that is? In Indonesia, in the United States, laws for AI ownership are different. In Indonesia, there's a vague line that says that, well, if there is some sort of human involvement and creativity, there's a possible chance you can copyright the AI image and put it into like the library of theirs for copyright hold, right? A copyrights holder of this track. Well, I'm gonna get this out of the way. Legally, I can say this. I'm an artist. I hate people who go around. Well, let me put this. Let's put this personal pin on me. I'm gonna put this personal pin on me. This is gonna be a short video. First off, I get ridiculed for drawing characters or drawing certain ways. Not from you guys. The people who love me, they love me. But there's some people out there who hate me still. There's still some that hate me. How could I blame them? They don't read. So, I make characters. I draw them in different mediums and styles. People would pick on me for how I do it. But some guy out there can type in a prompt, get millions of dollars off of some sort of IP, right? Some millions of dollars, maybe hundreds of thousands if it's not millions, hundreds of thousands, or maybe even more than that. They get called a genius for typing in a prompt. This type of strat gets on my nerves most of the time. I get teenagers, kids, and full-fledged adults in their 30s telling me that because I criticize their content creator that I'm the dumb one, but they don't even look into what I say. This is what I mean. We have now we have IP fraud, we have copyright fraud. People using this AI thing, which is vague. It can be detected anywhere. Tung 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 Sahur can be generated everywhere else. It's an AI image. What happens to the people who suddenly want to generate Tung 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 Sahur, the character itself? Well, they're gonna get copyright striked. Legally, isn't that how it works? If it's their character, the characters from Momentum Lab, if it is over there, if it is in somebody's game, doesn't that mean they're violating copyright law? How many games of those exist? And what if the AI generates more of that same character? Then those games, those songs, and those album covers and images and artworks are also in violation of copyright, right? They could just go, this one looks like Tung 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 Sahur, take him out. What if they use an AI scanning system? Because they use AI. They use AI for their shorts. What if they use an AI scan system to scan all of the internet as possible, as much as possible, with AI scraping, and try to find all of those characters that they find that they made, seemingly made, generated, by the way, generated, and they're going to call them characters, those AI images that they were distributing across the platform, and they would go, they're violating a policy, buy a license so that you can use this character. They're now asking for licenses to be bought from them. They want people to buy licenses from them now to make more money. You see where this is going. Then it says, let's say it's not a studio, a gallery, a law firm, or a think tank. It might be all of those at once. So now they're calling themselves a studio, gallery, law firm, and a think tank. We created to respond to missing infrastructure, the need for new frameworks of production, protection, and distribution for internet native cultural objects. Can they stop talking like as if they were professionals? AI has no continuity, has no contextual power. There's no theoretical creativity in them at all. It comes from nowhere. It's all generated. They spend like barely any money to make this happen, by the way. All you need is a decent computer. The only thing you pay for is the light bill and the Wi-Fi. If they're using Wi-Fi or internet cable, Ethernet, whatever they use. The only things they'll pay is for like living situation things, or maybe when they need to lawyer up. That's the only thing they'll pay for. Now, this not because it's being taken seriously. Like here, next Mickey Mouse won't come out of Disney. It will emerge from the chaos of the feed. But while studios know how to protect and license IP, memes and private creators are left unarmed. We built tools to change that. Legal scaffolding, cultural context, experimental business models. We're inventing the protocols that don't exist for the next era of aesthetic distribution. You're not going to define aesthetic distribution. Stop it. These are the same people who I go around calling myself like if I'm the same as everybody else. I do that so people cannot feel as if they were like being attacked or that I'm being self-centered. I try as much as possible to make myself as low as level as them. And they go, why do you have to say low as level as them? Because clearly most of you guys don't know what the fuck I'm talking about until I explain it. I'm gonna give you, to be very bleak, most of you guys are probably much more stupid than I am. But I'm happy you're here. We're here to learn together. These people are the types to immediately, once they make money, especially with AI stands love doing this. They will just glaze the front to oblivion everything that they make and say, we are cultural geniuses. We are the revolution of creativity. We think we're gonna be the ones who start everything. We are the pioneers. They would say crazy shit like that. They would call themselves geniuses and pioneers. I know who's a pioneer. I know who are the actual geniuses, unlike these people. Sorry, Craycraft. I know you were making this video just to get out of the way the entire situation. I wouldn't have liked this to even be a situation in the first place. This actually does get on my nerves. Look, the fact I'm gonna put this video is gonna come out anyways. It's gonna come out later. This is the most stupidest thing I've seen. And then they say artist Noxa. He is not an artist. That's not an artist. That is an AI generator. An AI generator can also be used in the context of a human generating images online, distributing them, and calling them artwork. It's not artwork. I've already went on this channel multiple times saying AI images cannot be artwork. It can't be copyrighted legally in the United States. It's illegal because it's so vague. And anything that could look like what the AI generated, well, then the AI, if you were able to copyright those images, then every single creative IP on this entire planet Earth will be in danger, because AI could simply scrape up billions and billions of different images. And what if you were able to copyright those images? Oh no. You notice the trouble there? Yeah, now everything is in danger. Not because AI is taking over. No, legal right in AI content copyright scanning systems that are out there in different websites that make sure to scan for copyrighted content, stolen content, pirated content. That's their job. Well, now what if the AI suddenly converts itself and the things that look similar, obviously never close to similar, but like enough where the system can confuse a picture of, like, say for example, Tatsumaki from One Punch Man. The AI generates, and this person says, I want to copyright this image of Tatsumaki wearing a swimsuit, right? Clip this one if you want. I said swimsuit. Yes, Tatsumaki in a swimsuit. What if they copyright that? Now every single artwork of Tatsumaki in a swimsuit ever created on this planet Earth that's posted publicly online in a tag called swimsuit Tatsumaki One Punch Man, every one of those are now in danger. Why? Because if they copyright it, what if they abuse that copyright and say, well, that's an artwork, it has swimsuit Tatsumaki in there, that's violating copyright, let me just send a fake copyright claim to this person and take it down with DMCA. That's copyright abuse. That's illegal copyright. That's an illegal practice of frauding copyright. We have copyright infringement. This here is copyright literally done on purpose and using that to attack people's original IP. Because look, if you make billions of images vague, suddenly you can't tell. You can't tell. The system specifically, not people. The systems out there that scan for like illegal content. YouTube has a scanner for that. You know, that's why you don't see gore appearing on YouTube all the time. There's millions of people online. There's chances somebody would have posted something really dark and really messed up on YouTube. Fortunately, there's a system that takes down videos that could seemingly contain really bad content. That's what it does. That's called the content scan. The content scan makes sure bad content that's really descriptive and graphic doesn't appear on YouTube. All it does is scan for like really, specific signatures that could say that this video contains really descriptive content that is not TOS friendly. Like, you have creators, like, here's how we can, I want to tell you how to differentiate the two. What do you mean by descriptive content? You can go on YouTube and you can record videos and curse. You can say bitch, fuck, dick, and all sorts of crazy shit, right? But that stuff is obviously explicit, right? But it's not TOS breaking illegal explicit. What's illegal TOS breaking explicit? Content, like I just said, the G word. I've already said the word here once. I said the G word. I'm not saying it again. But you know what I mean. You wouldn't see somebody losing their life on a video with no censor, right? You won't find that unless you dig really deep for it, which you shouldn't do, but it does exist. And that's what it is. That's why you can see creators out there that they can curse, they can say the N-word, say a bunch of crazy stuff, but you wouldn't see their video get taken down. It'll just get demonetized or rated adult, but it wouldn't really get taken down like that immediately. Which is why I get troubled with this AI copyright thing. Because then it will consider anything that looks similar to the copyrighted image of an AI image generated by a human. It will then go around this this content scan, by the way. This content scan looks for copyrighted material. If it is not authorized material, then the scan will mark the video for a claim, saying, copyrighted claim, here's the copyrighted content. This is an example for YouTubers like myself who deal with copyright every single day. That's a job. Yes. And I don't have a lawyer, so I have to do all this legal paper stuff by myself. So with this AI issue, you'll start to see where this goes. Because here, he shows a message of a paper right here. It says, what happened with Tum Tum Sahur and Steal the Brainrot from creators in Roblox? This bunch of strat on the top, stupid, ridiculous. It says, created by Indonesian artist Noxon, right? I already disproved that. They shouldn't be calling an artist. Then they have, we've contacted their legal representative to initiate a conversation. We are still waiting for their answer, but the character disappeared from the game. Why are they so vague? What I'm noticing is they're asking for sympathy. They're trying to turn the community over to say, hey guys, you guys look evil. You guys took a character out of the game and your favorite developer Sammy won't pay the license for it. They're basically asking for money. I've seen this before. Creedcraft, I hope you know this. These people are basically putting the blame on the developer who never knew there was a copyright on the character. Even weirder, the copyright of the character was done recently. So they're trying to get away with illegal copyright, right? They're trying to get money because then once they litigated it with from like very vague Indonesia AI copyright laws, now that they've legalized it, they can fully say, pay the license to use my character in your video game, your music video, your song, your album cover, anything like that, anywhere where it could be used, where it's, you know, considered copyright. It's not trademark, which they are. I think they trademarked it by now. They probably would. Well, here we are. You can't. Now here we are, right? And then it says, this wasn't about punishment. Our goal is not litigation. It's fair framework building. All of the AI writing, all of their AI posts, their AI accounts, their AI voices, their AI generated content is everywhere. Is everywhere. It's everywhere. All across this, right? Then it says, we're currently licensing the characters to major entities across sectors from the Pudgy Penguins video game, Pudgy Party, and music labels, retail brands, and independent creators. The idea is to build a system that respects the original author while allowing the culture to remix at different scale. This is AI bullshit. It's AI bullshit. Let me translate what the people are trying to say, because everything I've been reading from this stupid document, right, is AI, written by AI, because I can tell what AI writing is. I'm a professional. You're welcome. What they're trying to say is, we want you guys to pay for a license, give us money, and we totally illegally put copyright on this fictional character that had no human involvement and creativity in it. And now we're litigating it against the creator by making sympathy videos, trying to make us look like the good guys while the developers look like the bad guys, by saying that the creator has made millions of dollars off of our actual AI generated IP that we're able to get away with because of vague Indonesian laws. AI copyright laws. Here we are. And they're also saying, we call ourselves geniuses because we can, and because we made millions of dollars, we should be smartasses and we're nerds, and we know everything that's going on, and we think of ourselves as cultural revolutionaries. This is basically what they're saying. And they're basically saying, if any brand wants to take up on using this character, they should pay the money, and we'll get away with the money with a pump and dump. And once the money is given to us, we just run away with the money and disappear. Like, that's a pump and dump. At this point, I assume once these people get their like quick share of money, they run away. They'll just run away with the money. Like, they wouldn't care. Like, at this point, they're making it look serious while using AI writing, AI short, AI generated, AI text, AI little hashtags, AI response, AI legal response. Like, at this point, they're not legit. Then they say, what compensation did you want for use of the character? We deeply respect Sammy's work on Steel of Brainrot. It's a remarkable contribution to culture, both in terms of community building and game design. This sounds like something David Baszucki would say. Then they say, we think it's a great thing that games highlight and expand the means, but just as we respect the rights of game studios, it's important that they also respect the copyright of the original creators. You guys do not deserve to call yourselves creators. Our position is that virality should not erase authorship. You guys are like the same people I've seen in multiple different cases that will just copyright something, get money, and just run away. And then call themselves cultural geniuses. I get ridiculed for drawing a character of mine with their hair too large. Or maybe I drew them too white. Maybe the character looks too sexualized. Oh no, Viz. No, people typed in the prompt. Boom, millions of dollars. Cultural geniuses. AI. Give them applause. That's what they're getting. Applause, litigation, legal. They're posing themselves as creators. They're posing themselves as cultural influences. They're posing themselves as high as possible online. I'm an internet net historian. Here, this is what they're doing. Then they said that the aesthetic was made by them. No, it's not. It's all AI generated. Then they said many characters float without attribution, but Turn Sahur came from a deeply intentional act of creation. Culture. Shh. I'm sick and done with these people. Like, everything that came out of them, AI. You know what? I admit, I went to TikTok for the first time after a few weeks. You want to know why? I wanted to see TikTok dances. No, I'm joking. I wanted to see what these guys were up to. I want to say, maybe they seem legit. Maybe they seem legit. No, they're not. It's a pump and dump scheme. They went through an Indonesian AI copyright law, got away with it. They're litigating. They're making poor Creekcraft take these guys seriously. Sammy, by the way, shouldn't be paying a license for an AI generated image. That's now called a character. Look, I've drawn art professionally for over a decade, 13 years, right? And there's people that immediately will pose themselves as cultural visionary for generating an image, making a quick success, running away with it, and being remembered in internet as if they were like the greatest thing ever to happen. Back in my day, let's make myself look old. When people, there was a thing where you would call yourself a cultural visionary for starting a dancing revolution. All right, let me give you something to work with. What is actually a cultural revolution? I got you. I'll give you something to work with. VTubers were around for a while. Go back to 2016. That's the cultural revolution. Maybe AI. Yes, AI. That's the cultural revolution. Not people using that to illegally litigate and make up a made-up copyright of an AI generated image for, right? In the future. That's not what it was supposed to be for. It was supposed to be used for technology in the medical service, the medical, health area care services out there, right? Employees. It's supposed to be used to help make it easier for us to deal with patients, find out things, and solve cancers. Stuff like AI could be used for, right? And it is. They're using it now. Now we're trying to take this entire thing seriously as if it were a serious thing. And Creekcrafters talks about it, and I'm like, now we got our boy Creekcraft on his channel talking about it as if it would have to be a real thing because he doesn't want to get in trouble. I'm over here getting ridiculed for making, like, say, over 20 albums worth of musical contents that are filled with imagination, filled with emotions and colors and genre switches and beat switches and tonalities that you never would have heard of until you actually put time to listen to all of my music one by one in order, right? Like, I do that. But I don't go around saying, I'm a cultural visionary. I'm such a genius. Give me all the money. You must respect me. I don't do that. I don't do that. These people do. And you're going, Viz, you didn't watch all the video. Here you go.
It's just a blue egg. If I tried to copyright,
look at this.
Say in this paragraph here, they didn't copyright the image of Tung Sahur. They copyrighted the character of Tung Sahur. The lore surrounding him. How he looks, how he talks, how he sounds. Let me give you guys an example. This right here is a blue egg. I can't copyright.
Watch him explain this.
This. It's just a blue egg. If I tried to copyright this, the copyright office would laugh at me and call me stupid. But if I gave this blue egg a name, Jerry. This blue egg's name is Jerry now. And let's say I gave Jerry here some eyes, maybe some arms, some legs, and I gave him a story. I gave him an actual character, a storyline, some lore. Well, now this goes from being just a blue egg to an actual character, a character that I created, a character that I made, and a character that I can copyright. And that's basically what happened here. You can't copyright the actual image, but what you can copyright is the character, the name.
That's exactly what I said. He says it this way in the video. I'll let him continue. Because YouTube's really strict on copyright, you know. There's things I have to pause at some point so I can let him speak. Alright, here we go. Speak.
The lore surrounding him, how he talks, how he sounds, stuff like that, right? And again, I'm not going to read their entire statement here. Huge thank you for sending this over, by the way. But essentially what they're saying is they don't want people to, you know, hate them. They don't want anything like that, right? They're not trying to stop people from using tongue Sahur. They're not trying to restrict, you know, people.
But if you look deeper, Quickcraft, he doesn't notice this, right? They want extreme amounts of clout for everything they've done with this AI character that they say, right? They want reward, they want clout, they want ownership. I'm gonna say what he can't say. Creekcraft, I know he can't say certain stuff on his channel. Let me say it for him, though he might not want to say this himself. Anyhow, I'll say it because I have much more courage to say this on my channel. No, you cannot do that with an AI image or AI character whatsoever. It's AI generated in the first place. The Copyright Office of the United States would have laughed if somebody tried to copyright such a thing. At least even the US copyright would not even see this as tangible of a product. Even the trademark legal wouldn't even see this as tangible or malleable whatsoever. Can't be worked with. It's dumb. It's stupid. Try placing this character across a billboard in New York. Might be possible if you get away with it. It would be possible. All you have to do is replay the video. Here we are. Here we are. You can't legally do that, but we know it happened in Indonesia. Indonesia hasn't exactly been up to date with their legal law. Based on copyright, Indonesia is extremely behind. Here we are. Now here we are. This shouldn't exist. This shouldn't have been a video. Here we are. Let me continue.
From having fun with the character, they just want to make sure that the creator and the actual authors of Tongue Sahur and these different Brainrots are properly credited and properly get their their dues when it comes to what they've done with with these characters. So that's kind of the stance that they're taking here. Now they actually end the statement with, "That's the spark we're fighting to protect, and it's only the beginning," because a lot of brain rots and meme creators are contacting us. And this is where things are going to get a little bit crazy, especially for Roblox games. You see, Tongue Sahur is already gone. He's being removed from a bunch of these games. But, and kind of like Noxa says in his video here, will the other brain rots leave? Technically, according to Momentum Lab's statement here, it kind of seems like we might be looking at a situation where a lot of these brain rot games on Roblox are in trouble. And let me explain what I mean. It's like all of these brain rot games.
That's what I exactly said. They will get in trouble. That's how it works. It's just dumb. It's so vague. Any game in Roblox at this point, have that character anywhere, they will get in trouble. It makes no sense, do you not see? I've already explained it in the video. I'll let him continue.
Use obviously these AI characters, right? We've got the pot hotspot, we got the Tralalito. I hate that I know the name of those characters. In fact, if we join into still a brain rot, the majority of brain rots in the game are just taken from the popular memes. If we look at the index here, PP Kiwi, that's a TikTok meme. Flurry Flora, Tim Cheese, like Trippy Trappy.
Like, these are stupid. You guys want to see a real original character? Give me in a power tangent. I want to go on a power tangent right now. You guys want to see something original? I showed you a bunch of AI slop on my channel. I am sorry to those who are coming to my channel to see something really fun, But right now, this is something that pissed me off right now. I'll show you. All right, I'm gonna find some really nice artworks that I've drawn. You might enjoy these. I'll help you do. All right, I'm gonna show you something. It's really beautiful. Her name is Mavern Neridis. I'm gonna load up the image. I want you to look at something so you can cleanse your eyes from all this disgusting ash, right? CAI garbage. I'm gonna load this up on my screen. All right, here we go. Mavern Neridis, beautiful white hair, nice type of, it's like a slightly green hued skin underwater, nice abstracts, nice circles, really simple, based off of a sketch I made like years back in the day. Really lovely character, great ominous scheme, really inspired by Magnus Magnium's color scheme by the Project Dance. This is obviously Neridans descended from the Therdonians. Long story on its own. And I want to also get this out of the way. I'm gonna minimize this. Let me minimize it. My computer is very slow right now. All right, here we go. Here's another drawing. I want you to look at this. We got Kira, Avira, and Kaika, right? Avira and Kaika. These two lovely characters. Avira, not so lovely, really petulant, really mean and rude character. Has a nice side at the cost that if you're somebody she likes, she'll probably treat you much more nicely than others. This is Kaika. Kaika's on the right, Avira's on the left. I know, intense. That's an intense drawing style. Some of my favorites is it's in like the Geostorm color palette scheme. This is the thing I do for a living. One of my favorite artworks. Put lots of passion into it. I've wanted it to come out this way for like a while, right? And you can see how I did their eyes. It has nice colors. I can show you something else too. I'll show you something else. Well, I'm gonna open up Senkedra. Do you know, guys, what Senkedra is? I'll show you what Senkedra is. I'm gonna open the window. I'm gonna show you Senkedra. Senkedra is a Catherdonian from the planet Cathras, around age 1, or it's around like late, like quite early, around like age 2, like early age 2. Really nice character, wise. It's an old lady basically. It's an old character. Character has really nice quotes ever so in there. Nice silver hair, nice bodysuit. Usually would wear something much more intense. Actually, this is just a bodysuit. Normally she would have much more armor than this. And the eyes are like this. You can look at it. Look at how I made the details. I sprinkled it across the hair so you can get that type of shine. In the arms like this. It has like the nice details. This type of stuff will be on their shoulders. And it has like these like green, it's like these things right here to come out from the sides. I'll show you what those are later. But yeah, basically one of my best characters. I can show you something else too. Obviously, YouTube friendly. I'm going to open this one of Aphelis. Aphelis Hypus is a Ultra Nitro Netherdonian. Well, duh. You should know what that is at this point. We got her, Aphelis Hypus. One of my favorite characters. Wait a second, give me a sec. Okay. One of my favorite characters. The ally, best friend of Magnus Magnium. Run from the series of M7. Appears in early M7 actually. This is her more modern, classic look that I've drawn in color for you. Really dark blue. Really, it looks really emo. Lovely character. One of the smartest ones. Old tool in the shed. Try like that, right? Lovable character. Character I'd have used for like most of M7 as a whole. Right, now we're gonna go back to this YouTube video that Creekcraft's working on, because I know you guys want to see Creekcraft as much as you want to see my artwork, and I say that vaguely. Alright, here we go. Those are not original characters. They have no depth, no value, no originality, no creativity, no dignity, no confidentiality, and it also conforms to society. That's out of the way. I'll let him speak.
PP corny. Like, all of these are just brain rots that they took from, you know, these TikTok videos, basically. And what Momentum Labs is saying here in these statements, in their statements here, is, well, technically these games don't own any of these characters. They just kind of took them and now they're using them and making millions of dollars off of them. What's stopping the creator of Berber Patapim from doing the exact same thing and saying, hey, that's my character. I created that character. If you want to use it, you got to pay a license. Or Lavaca Saturnita or whatever his name is. Same thing, right? I forget the name of this, but same thing, right? And so what could be happening here is we could be looking at a situation where Brainrot games on Roblox might just be cooked because it's like,
It will be cooked. It'll be ruined. There's gonna be a mass wipeout of like these types of games on Roblox. Look, I do not like Brainrot. Look, look, in this context, Brainrot used this way, I can get it used in jokes. Look, humor and comedy is everywhere. I'm not gonna judge the Brainrot thing when it's used in a jokingly manner. When it's used in this manner, like if it's like a cultural revolution and used for profit and it's litigated and it becomes a real IP and shit like this, that gets really disgusting and muddy, especially when you look at the laws, considering how copyright's taken and how AI's actually taken from like the two different countries. I have somebody who lives in Indonesia for sake, who knows about this. And here we are. Now, there might be a chance that if the games don't, if they don't go out of their way to remove it, and they don't pay for a license, technically, these games will have to go. They will have to go. They'll have to be taken away, taken down, or the developer will have to shut down the game and replace every single character with a different character that isn't copyrighted. You know what that means? A huge purge on Roblox as a whole in the context of Steel Brainrot related type games, right, that are similar. Now there's a chance that those games are going to disappear from existence. That's just how it works. If MM7 was copyrighted, it will be really soon in the future. Lots about MM7. That's my own thing, by the way. It's my own. That's much more solid. It has much more. It actually has value. It actually has an emotional attachment. It's culturally revolutionary. I would say it would be if it makes it in the first place. Not these guys. Different story. But if it was copyrighted M7, I would allow people to, yeah, please go ahead. Make games about my characters. You're making $1 million off of them? Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you. You're welcome. At the same time, go ahead. Make millions of dollars off my characters. Just for the sake, credit me. Just credit me. Just credit my name. Just say Visual Perez Nicholas or original content by the Projectian. Just say that. Original content by the Projectian. Characters originally from MM7. Just give me credit. All you have to do. Nobody has to pay licenses. If it's like a movie related thing, I guess there might be a license that's required. But if you want to place characters of mine, like imitations, use them. Use their names. I'm fine. Absolutely fine. This strat, no, absolutely not fine. Let me let him speak. I'm gonna rant to him.
Well, if the creator of Tung Sahur can get paid for this and get properly credited for this, then what's stopping all the other creators of these Brainrots from doing the exact same thing? And so either Still a Brainrot is going to have to start shelling out a bunch of money for licensing, or like 75% of the game is just going to end up getting deleted. Honestly, more than that. It's probably like 95%. Now, I think the big question here, and this question is probably going to decide how you feel about this situation, is does characters created by AI, even though they were created by AI, do they qualify as original characters? If the answer is yes, well, then I mean, the creators of these characters probably deserve to get paid for this stuff. If the answer is no, then I mean, maybe you feel differently. Maybe you think they shouldn't get paid for this stuff. If I
should not get paid for it, absolutely not. I know Creepcraft wants to be like the neutral side of things. He wants people to be okay. Here's my take on it. This is an official announcement from the project team. If you make images and you call yourselves a cultural revolutionary, specifically in this context of situation, right, that's building up right now. If you call yourselves a cultural visionary, you generate AI images, and you ridicule artists out there, and you ridicule them, and you make profits, and you litigate it, and you get away with it, you dump and pump, you are not respected. I will not call you an artist. I will not talk to you. I will tell you to move the fuck off and get the fuck off this platform. If I can't, don't get near me. Don't talk to me. I do not like you. You are not a creator. You are not an artist. You are not an artisan. You are not somebody who can declare themselves such a title. Those titles will go to real people who hard worked their entire life on $0 or $1 to $5, $10 extra left from their work just to make a piece of artwork for their media page. That shred was the life of people for 2 decades on the internet surface as a whole. I'm a net historian. I've seen all what happened to all sorts of people who had to make beautiful artworks every few weeks or days to get views and clicks, to fund themselves to be able to afford food. Here we have AI stands ridiculing, throwing crazy shot words at artists. I'm an artist. I'll talk about it as if I'm an artist. Crazy shot words to artists say, oh, that artwork is racist. All they do, the AI stands do is type. And you will see even crazier. Writers are more likely to type much more than what AI stands type in a box, for a text box, to generate an image. So many people out there love to generate Genshin Impact images or Genshin images of AI images of characters from certain recent modern animes. You are not creators. You're not artists or artisans. That is my last say. I've already explained it. If I need to go out there to have to debunk things again, I don't want to. I'll have to. Because in this world, at least I have enough attention and care to go out there out of my way to talk to these people and say, hey, stop it. You are not smart. Don't think you are smart. You're calling yourself smart. Your millions of dollars didn't exactly get you at the top of the world where you can claim yourselves as a genius in the top of the world. No. Think about all of the billionaires out there right now that you complain all day, every day. You complain about billionaires in their shred. Now you're getting millions of dollars. Great. You're getting a piece of bag for what you did. But now you're like them. You're going out there calling yourselves a genius, and now you don't want to pay for your taxes. And you want to pump and dump and steal money away from people just like the billionaires, you so-called disgusting and triumphant people who literally betray people who spy, people who pay off their legal so they can get away with shit. Well, now you've just become them yourself. I can go forever ridiculing these people. I'll let
if I drew Jerry the Egg, if I drew him and created him off of a piece of paper, and then some Roblox game took that and made millions of dollars off of that character, I would probably sue them. Not going to lie. I'd probably sue them. It gets tricky though right now because obviously instead of using a piece of paper to generate Jerry the Egg, or in this case, tongue to her, the creator of it used an AI generator. Does that mean that the original character that he made is no longer valid? I mean, I don't know. Does that mean that he shouldn't get paid for the original character anymore? I don't know. I don't know. It's an interesting dilemma, and I don't really have the answer to it. Part of me thinks that, well, yeah, these characters were generated with AI. They weren't drawn on a piece of paper, but I mean, they are technically original characters. So, I mean, I think they should, you know, the creators of them should get paid. But at the same time, it's also AI generated, which means it's a hodgepodge of like a bunch of other images.
So to explain what Crickcraft's trying to say, but not exactly what he's trying to say, because again, legally, I'm going to disclose this. Whenever I say what he's trying to say, I don't actually mean I'm talking for Crickcraft. Legally, I must say that. Alright, now I can say what I'm trying to say. What he's indirectly saying, but not actually trying to say. Coming out of my words. Technically, the copyright is vague. In a world where facts are seen as a form of harassment, where in a world where AI is called genius, but used in the wrong way every single time by millions of people who don't understand how it works, in a world where people keep calling artists the devil, yes, that's real. Look at the AI stands in my comments. in a world where people have absolutely no understanding of how their health works or if the vaccines are safe for them or cause autism, which it doesn't, yeah, we're in a world where copyright now is super vague. It's like a really muddy and blurry area of interest. Corporate, legal, indie wise. Right? You can't tell. Well, yes, you can. It's only vague because the laws make it vague. The current laws in the United States and Indonesia are not up to date and never really took into account AI or AI copyright. So we're working on that. So Creepcast's gonna say his ending statement. I'll leave him speaking. But basically, technically, yes, legally, it is blurry right now. We actually can't tell. We can. It's only vague because of the laws that are outdated. So no, I shouldn't see a world where AI could be copyrighted. I'd rather sue, but who am I to talk somebody like me who actually doesn't copy people and actually only works with look, my channel only is filled with original stuff. I can't copy people. I can't steal from them. Like, I'm reacting to this video of Craigcraft at last segment of this video, but I'm not stealing his content, doing the same content he's doing, just reacting to it and giving you my take on it. I know I'm not only an artist, but I'm just giving you what I know. Let me also disclose this. Not a liar, but you can clearly search up this information online. You can do that in your own time. Please do so. Be a responsible adult. No AI image should be copyrighted. That's what I still think to this day. I thought that 2022, 2021. It should not be copyrighted. It's stupid.
That they don't like. I don't know. It's a tough situation. It's a tough situation, and I don't really have an exact answer, but that's kind of what's going on right now. These Brainrot games on Roblox, they might be in trouble.
Yeah, they might be in trouble. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a subscription to this channel. We're also trying to get you like this video so you can get this video anywhere else. Link in the description below to the Discord server, and as always, we need people, new cadets out there, informed leaders, strong leaders, in a world where facts are seen as a form of harassment. That's all I have to say. Yeah, for real, we really need intelligent people right now. We need to band with intelligent people. That's all I have to say. And shout out to Wiz, shout out to Nina, shout out to Pizza, shout out to all the people who joined in on stream in that server earlier that we recorded. That's all I have to say. Stay safe out there.